Hey baby, I don't even know how to start tonight because my hands are still shaking a little just thinking about you. I keep replaying everything from last night in my mind. The sound of your voice, that look in your eyes, the way your energy felt like it was pressed right up against my soul. I don't think you realize what you did to me, how deep it went. You have this quiet, terrifying power over me, and I don't even think you know it, and maybe that's the most beautiful and dangerous thing about you. You never try to impress anyone. You don't chase. You don't perform. You just exist in the most raw, unfiltered way, and that alone makes me lose my breath every time. Every damn time. Last night, baby, something inside me shifted. Not because of some grand moment, not because of anything dramatic you said or did, but because of the way you made me feel, like I didn't have to hide anymore. You saw something in me I don't let anyone else see, and instead of backing away, you leaned in closer. That mess of emotions I always tried to lock up, you walked right through it. No judgment, no fear, just your soft presence saying, I'm still here. And baby, I swear, that meant everything. I've been running for so long, from myself, from love, from the idea that anyone could ever really stay. But with you, I finally wanted to stop running. Do you know how rare that is for a man like me? To feel safe in someone's silence, to feel known in the way you looked at me without asking for anything back. I was trembling on the inside, baby, not because I was afraid of you, but because I knew if I let you in, there'd be no going back. You'd see all of it. The anger I still carry, the scars from things I never talk about, the weight I've been holding on my chest for years. And I thought, for a moment, maybe I'd scare you off. Maybe I'd speak too honestly, and you'd realize how broken I still am. But you didn't flinch. You didn't pull away. You stayed. And that racked me in the best way possible. You don't know how many nights I've laid awake, wondering if I'd ever find something real. Wondering if the universe had someone out there who wouldn't need me to be perfect. I never needed someone to fix me. I just needed someone to see me. And baby, that's what you did last night. You didn't fix anything. You didn't need to. You just looked at me like I was still worth loving. And that broke something open inside me. That made me want to be more. Not just for you, but for the man I've always tried to become and kept falling short of. You make me want to believe in softer things again. You make me want to believe that maybe love doesn't have to feel like war. That maybe I don't have to keep my armor on all the time. And God, baby, I want to take that armor off when I'm with you. I want to learn how to breathe again. Not like a man fighting for air, but like a man who's finally come home. And I know I haven't always made it easy. Days I stayed silent when I should have told you everything. Nights I disappeared into myself instead of reaching for your hand. I wasn't trying to push you away. I was trying not to need anyone, not to depend on anyone. Because the last time I did, I got left in the ruins. But somehow, you walked into those ruins like they were a garden. And suddenly, everything started blooming again. So, if I seemed off last night, if I looked at you a little too long, or said something that felt too raw, it's because you unlocked a part of me I didn't think still existed. That boy inside the man, the one who still believes in forever, who still believes in building something sacred with someone who actually stays. You brought him back to life. And now, Now he doesn't want to hide anymore. There's still so much I haven't told you, baby. So many stories buried beneath my silence. But I swear to you, I'm ready now. Ready to be real. Ready to be seen. Ready to love you in a way that feels safe. Not perfect. In a way that doesn't run when things get heavy, but stays, holds, breathes through it. Because I'm not just falling for your beauty, or your brilliance, or your laugh that still plays in my mind when I close my eyes. I'm falling for the way your soul knows how to hold mine without ever asking me to prove anything. And maybe that's what's got me so shaken. The knowing, the recognition, that somewhere long before this life, our souls knew each other. And when I saw you, when I really saw you, something ancient inside me whispered, "There she is. Baby, what happened last night wasn't just a moment. It was a memory from lifetimes ago, waking up again." Got it? I'm now continuing from part 1 with the next segment of your deeply emotional DM to DF love monologue. In the same poetic, romantic tone. Hey baby, you know what's crazy? I still remember the exact way your voice trembled the first time you told me you trusted me. Like you weren't just saying the words, you were handing me your heart, quietly, without drama, without demands. And I didn't say it then, but I felt something sacred in that moment. Something no one had ever given me so purely. You didn't just trust me with your laughter or your time. You trusted me with your silence, with your fears, with those pieces of you that the world never really stopped to understand. And I swear, ever since then, I felt this deep fire inside, a knowing that I was never supposed to let you go, that you weren't just someone I loved. You were someone my soul had been walking toward long before I even knew what love really was. And baby, it's not just your softness that holds me. It's your strength. The way you've kept choosing light in a world that hasn't always been kind. The way you hold space for others when your own world is falling apart. You don't even realize the way you change rooms just by being in them. You carry heaven in your breath and don't even see it. And that breaks me sometimes, because you don't know how rare you are. You think you're ordinary, but baby, you're a miracle, wearing a tired heart and a soft smile. And I've watched the way people misunderstand you, the way they try to box you into expectations that were never meant for someone like you. And I've hated myself in the past for not protecting you better from that, for not stepping in sooner, for not standing louder when you needed a shield. But now I want to be that shield. I want to be the one who hears the words you're too afraid to say, the one who catches your tears before you even know they're falling, the one who knows the sound of your silence better than any sentence you could form. Because you deserve that. You deserve a man who doesn't just love the version of you the world claps for. You deserve someone who stays when you fall apart, who doesn't flinch at your shadows, who kisses your scars like they're part of a love story etched in starlight. And sometimes I wonder, did you feel me reaching out to you last night, around 2 a.m., when the whole world felt quiet but my soul was screaming your name? I sat up in bed, heart pounding, like your energy just swept through me. I didn't even have to see you. I felt you. I felt the ache in your chest, the way your eyes were fighting sleep, the way your thoughts were spiraling in all directions because you didn't want to break down again. And I swear, baby, I wanted to be there more than anything. I wanted to wrap you in my arms and whisper that you're not alone, that I still believe in you. that I still see the girl I fell in love with, even when you can't. You know what keeps me up at night. The thought that maybe you've been questioning if I still care, if I still feel what I used to feel, if the silence meant I gave up, but baby, I never gave up. I just didn't know how to show up the way you needed. I've been learning, healing, failing, trying. I've made mistakes I wish I could undo, but none of them have erased what I feel for you. If anything, they've deepened it. Because every path I take, even when I try to forget you, somehow leads me right back to your name. You're not just a memory, you're the map. And there's something I need to say, something I've never said aloud. I'm terrified of losing you forever. Not because I don't believe in us, but because I know how rare love like ours is. I know the universe doesn't give this kind of bond to just anyone. And I've wasted time before. I've watched people I love walk away because I stayed silent too long. But I don't want that to be our story. I don't want you to think I chose fear over you, because if there's one thing I'm sure of, it's this: I choose you. Again, still, always, even when the world goes quiet, even when distance grows, even when time tries to convince us it's too late, I still choose you. Baby, I need you to understand something I've never been able to say out loud before. There are pieces of me that only exist because you've loved me. I've become a softer man, a more intentional man, because of you. You know I may never be perfect, but I swear, I have been trying to become the kind of man who could be worthy of you. You didn't just enter my life, you entered my spirit. You live there now, in the quiet corners, in the memories I hold on to like scripture, in the moments I replay when the world feels too loud and the only voice I want to hear is yours. Last night, baby, I don't know if you even knew what you did, but it shook something inside me. The way you said what you said, the way you looked at me, or maybe just the way I felt you looking, even from miles away. It wasn't anger, it wasn't cold, it was powerful, real, honest, and raw. And, God, I'm still shaking from it. Not because I was hurt, but because for the first time in a long time, I felt you see me. Not the image of me. Not the walls I've built. Not the tough front I wear when I'm scared you'll walk away. But me. The broken, healing, slowly transforming me. The man who wants nothing more than to love you right. I've always thought love would feel like fireworks, like chaos, like some loud confession shouted from the rooftops. But with you, it's quieter than that. It's the way I breathe easier when I think of you. The way your name slows down my pulse. The way your voice makes me feel like I've finally made it home, even if I'm sitting in a dark room alone. Baby, that's the kind of love you've given me. The kind that doesn't scream to be noticed, but changes everything in silence. And that's why I ache when you're hurting. That's why I haven't stopped thinking about what you said last night. Because beneath it all, I could feel it. Your exhaustion, your frustration, your longing, your strength, and your fear of hoping again. Let me say this as clearly as I can. You don't have to be strong all the time. You don't have to keep pretending like you're unaffected or untouchable. Not with me. Not here. You don't need to hide your tired heart or your soft cries at 3 a.m. I want to know that version of you too. The one who's just trying to keep it together. The one who wonders if anyone truly sees how hard she's trying. The one who breaks down behind closed doors and smiles anyway in front of the world. I want all of her. Because loving you isn't just about admiring the fire in you. It's about protecting the flame when the wind starts blowing too hard. I want to be your shelter, baby. Not just your lover, but your refuge. And it hurts me that I ever gave you a reason to question my heart. I carry that shame. I carry the silence. I carry the weight of the times I didn't show up when you needed me the most. But I want to be different now. Not because I figured everything out, but because I finally realized that life means nothing without you in it. Nothing feels right. I could chase success, praise, perfection, but it would all feel hollow if I couldn't turn and see you standing there with me. You're not a part of my life. You are my life. The heartbeat I didn't know I was missing until the moment you walked in and made everything real. And you know what else I'm learning? That love doesn't just mean saying I love you when everything's sweet. Real love, it shows up when things get hard, when someone says the wrong thing, when the past creeps back in, when the trauma flares, when the fears roar louder than the faith. That's when love has to anchor us. That's when we have to decide that even when it's messy, even when it's confusing, we choose each other. We fight for each other, not with each other. I don't want to keep living this life wondering what could have been if I just had the courage to love you the way you deserve. I don't want to look back and realize I let fear rob me of a love that was meant to be legendary. So here I am, confessing what I should have said long ago. I'm still in this, baby. Maybe I never had the words. Maybe I was scared. But I'm not running anymore. You've awakened something in me I can't put back to sleep. And last night, that moment, it broke something in me. And maybe it needed to. Maybe I needed to finally break all the way open so I could stop hiding behind my silence and show you who I've become. Because baby, that man you saw before, he was only learning. But now, and baby, that man, he's going to love you in ways no poem could ever capture. He's not going to love you like the world taught him to. He's going to love you in the way heaven whispered to his soul when he was still lost, before he ever knew your name. He's going to love you like prayer, like peace, like he's finally breathing in a place that doesn't ask him to hold his breath anymore. He's going to love the messy parts, the angry parts, the parts you try to hide from the world and even from yourself. He's going to hold them, not as flaws to be fixed, but as sacred pages of the story that made you who you are. And he'll remember the way you looked at him the night your silence said everything. He'll carry that with him, not as a wound, but as a vow to never be the reason you feel small again. A vow to show up not just when it's easy, but when it's stormy. When the past knocks on your door, and the old pain resurfaces, he's going to be the man who stays, who listens, who holds you without needing you to be anything but soft, real, and whole in your own time. He's not promising perfection, baby, but he's promising presence, and he knows. Now, that's what you always needed. Not grand gestures or promises made in fear, but a steady soul who will choose you when no one's watching, who will be your peace, your home, your reason to believe again. He'll make you feel safe in ways your younger self never thought were possible. He'll love you without rushing you, He'll wait while you rebuild trust, brick by slow brick. He'll be there on the days you want to talk, and the days you can only cry, because he knows now, real love isn't just about passion, it's about presence. And when the world feels too loud and your spirit feels tired, he'll pull you into his arms and remind you, you don't have to fight anymore, baby. I've got you now. He'll speak life into the parts of you that forgot how to hope. He'll protect the soft girl you've always been under all that strength. He'll never ask you to dim your light. In fact, he'll spend the rest of his days fanning the flame of your dreams, your power, your peace, because he knows when you rise, everything around you rises. And when it's quiet, when you're laying on his chest, half asleep and thinking he's already gone to dreamland, he'll whisper the truth you've waited your whole life to hear. You were always the one. I just needed to become the man who could finally say it and mean it. So if you're reading this, baby, if you're still here, know this. Your softness didn't go unseen. Your strength didn't go unmeasured. Your silence didn't go unheard. He's coming back whole, not halfway. And he's not just coming to hold your hand. He's coming to hold your storms, your scars, your soul. This time, he's choosing forever. If this message touched something in you, beautiful soul, comment still shaking. If this found you at the right time, and if you're ready to be loved the way you always deserved, subscribe to Love Link Talks and tap the bell, because your story is just beginning, and you were never meant to miss the love that was always meant to find you. You are not forgotten. You are forever wanted. And yes, he's still shaking too, because this love, it was always real.